Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your thankful Thursday. Had to think there for a second. Um, I know I'm not completely in my sparkle studio, but my desk is covered in cool stuff because I started my genealogy class yesterday. So I'm super excited. I've already, and I did like a little bit. I read like about the first 3 pages last night. Um, but this morning I've already completed chapter one reading assignment. I'm working on chapter two. I get halfway through chapter two. I have a evaluation stuff I've got to take. So it's going along nicely. I've got my stack of post-its over here. I've got all my colored pens and hang on, all my colored pens and highlighters here. They're all working good. Got my color code system worked out, and then we've got post-its. Oh, and flags, and so it's all here. And the manual is in the binder. The binder is sitting here in front of me with my notepad on top of. I've got a notepad over here for ideas. I've got a notepad there to take notes on. I've got a notepad that I'm also taking down when I get ideas about procedures and things, because I'm definitely my procedures for my genealogy business definitely need um, some fixing and some tweaking and some tuning, because I know there's gaps in there. I just didn't know precisely what those gaps were. But as I'm reading through this, through the textbook and everything else, the gaps are becoming glaringly obvious. So it's kind of cool, the fact that I'm actually now completing my processes for when I onboard a client to when I go start the research, what I have to do for the research, and then as I go through this course, I will complete the um, the processes for reporting back to the clients and giving them the final report and everything like that. So it's kind of fun and it's very exciting, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do this and that it came along at the right time for me. Um, I've already learned a lot. I woke up around 3:30 this morning, could not get back to sleep, so I laid in bed and read for a bit, and could feel getting sleepy and all that. So I put my Kindle down, um, and snuggled back down again. And maybe I dozed, maybe I didn't. I'm not exactly sure. But then it was sort of like I really can't get back to sleep. There was just so much going on in my head, and so picked up the Kindle again, read some more, and then I looked at the clock and it was like around 5 o'clock, and I thought, and Zeffy's like over here, curled up in her tight little ball, sleeping like a log. And so I quietly snuck out of bed, made the bed up, because where she sleeps, I don't need to worry about making it. It's just making my side of the bed makes the whole bed. So I made the bed, and then snuck out here into the kitchen and put the kettle on so I could have a cup of lemon, ginger, and honey tea, and um, turn the lights on. Didn't even turn the computer on. This is the first time I've had the computer on today, and sat down. And then I thought, I'm going to have breakfast now. I was actually sitting here eating breakfast with my hot cup of tea when Zeffy finally walks out into the bedroom. She sort of like looks at me and takes one look at me and goes straight up onto the dashboard and sticks her head around the curtain to watch what's going on. I mean, it was still dark. We're talking 5 o'clock in the morning. And so I've been sitting here reading through the stuff, taking notes. Ideas are flying like crazy. So I have my ideas page, my note page, I have my process page. It's amazing that when you, because I have done genealogy for a very, very long time. I have never really done any formal classes. No, I don't. I've done a class here and there on how to use a system, like how to use Ancestry, how to use my family heritage, how to use Gens Reunited, those sorts of programs. I've taken classes here and there on how to do that, or classes on. I've taken a class or two on how to use like the National Archives, because they have a wealth of information there. So different societies that I've joined over time, they have classes like the National Society of Genealogists of Genealogy, I think it is. Whatever the one here in the US is, it's the National. I think it's National Genealogy Society or National Society of Genealogists. I can't remember which way around it is. But even they have online classes that, as a member, you can take for free. So those are the sorts of programs I have done. It's never been any formal certification program. But I've learned a lot over the years, and I've learned a lot by trial and error, like practicing, figuring out my own family tree. I learned a lot. And when I started the research first researching everything, it was microfilm, microfiche, card catalogs, writing letters to get information from, writing letters to England and Scotland to get information from them, and having to wait weeks for that to come back. Because this was all pre-internet, pre-computer, pre-anything online days. So I've been in the dusty places and looked at original documents and stuff, and had a blast doing that with my mum. And so I've been on that side of the research, and now I'm learning. And then the last 20 plus years, I've been learning about researching online and how much is available online, what sources I've got online. And when I go to those new resources, it's sort of got like a read here or a help area or a how to use this site type of area somewhere. So I've gone in there and learned how to use it, and then like read it and then gone and actually done it, because I'm one of those people that show me how to use a program, let me do it while you supervise, and then let me run free. So it's basically walk me through step by step on how to use the program, walk me through again with me doing it this time, and then let me run wild. And that's basically how I learn. And especially on the computer programs and stuff. And every now and again I'll go, oh, I wonder if this feature's available. So I'll go into the help and search for that feature, and it's like, no, that's not available. Oh, I wonder how I would do that. But there's a few genealogists on YouTube that I follow, and I go and learn from their stuff too, because a lot of them will have some interesting stuff on some little resource thing that people may not know about, that I can then go, oh, have a look. And that's another tool I now have in my arsenal, so I take notes on that. So you learn from your peers, you learn by doing, and it just all comes together. So going through this, a lot of it is very, very familiar. Like they give you practice tests to do. And so I sat there yesterday, last night, and I went through and I did all the practice tests. And there was only a couple of questions in each practice test that I got wrong. And I was like, I still have, and I know that there is always more out there to learn. And so I've done those practice tests. It's like, awesome. Now let's go, and that's before I even cracked open the manual. And so now I'm going through the manual, and then I've already been through the manual, and I have flagged at each point where I have to stop, go take a test, and then I can come back and go through the next portion, through the next section. So each section has certain pages you have to read, and so I'm doing that, then doing the online stuff, doing the test, and then moving on to the next section. So in the manual, I have I took Post-its, and I like stuck a Post-it right there at the end of the section and go, stop, go take chapter review test. So I know where those places are in here. And when I get to the final one, then it's go review everything I've done over the last, over all the 5 chapters and everything. And then I get to take the final test. So it's like, yes. But that's what I love about self-paced, is I can sit here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I can do do some learning and everything else. And then if I don't want to get back to it like till about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I don't have to. It's my timetable. But like plowing ahead, I do have other stuff I have to do, so I have it blocked in my calendar. I mean, 5 o'clock in the morning is not even on my calendar. My calendar doesn't start till 9 a.m. Mountain Time. That's when my calendar starts. Everything before that is basically free time. Well, not really free time. I do have a morning routine that I do, but I totally screwed that. Totally confused the poor dog this morning. Yes, she sort of like walks out, stretches, looks at me, and like, what are you doing here? And just carried on up to her viewpoint. But she's already been out for a walk. We had breakfast at 5 o'clock this morning. We'll probably be ready for a snack in about an hour or so. But, that's the way it is. It is a super fantastic sparkling day. It is Thankful Thursday, so I'm thankful that I'm able to do a class that doesn't have a set schedule, that allows me to fit it around what I need to do, and that I can go at my own pace. So I'm very thankful for that today, and the fact that I now have my manual. I've got my everything all set up here, and so this morning I will be diving in and getting section 1 done, and get that done, because I want to get that done and out of the way, and that will sort of determine sort of how fast I'm going to go with this. So theoretically, I could, with all because it's self-paced, I could have this done by the end of next week. Yes. Although Zeffy will remind me that I need to go and take breaks, but it's good that I've got it in a binder, because I can easily pick the binder up and actually go sit outside in the fresh air put Zeffie on her long lead and let her wander around the section, play with her Kong and all that sort of stuff while I sit there and study. So I'm thankful I'm able to go and sit outside and do that, and the weather is nice enough that we're able to go and do that. So a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be grateful for. I've got amazing people in my life. I got to meet some incredible people this past weekend at Networking Riches. I've got a mastermind group call tonight, which I'm looking forward to, so I'm thankful I'm able to do that. I've got a networking event that I go to every Thursday, and I'm excited because it's sort of like, who do I get to meet tonight and connect with? So I'm super excited about that. So there's a lot to be grateful for. I'm grateful for every day, for every experience, for everything that I go through. I'm always grateful for it. Because when you put out and when you are sincere in your gratitude, gratitude comes from a place of love. And when you can send out that gratitude with love, it is an incredible feeling. And guess what? It reflects back to you. It's like a boomerang. It comes back to you. So your life gets more enriched and everything else. And I'm often these days talking with people who are sort of like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. My business has gone blah, 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 blah. And I'm sort of like, well, what have you always wanted to do? Well, I don't know. And I'm having a lot of those conversations lately. And I have to remember to pull myself back from that situation before getting dragged into the fact that they've been watching the news and getting hooked up in the news and everything that's going on with that. And it's sort of like, what's put on the news is not really a lot you can do about. So just concentrate on the things that you can change, that is in your immediate circle of influence that you can do something about, and concentrate on that. You can control your environment that you're in. So people are talking about, oh, well, I can't go out, I've got to do this and I've got to do that when I go out, and it's such a pain in the ass to do it. And I said, then don't go out. Well, what do you mean? How am I going to get groceries? I said, get them, order them. Get online and order them. Have them delivered. So it saves me a hell of a lot. I said, one, it saves me a heck of a lot of time. Two, it saves me money because I've got my list. I go through my list. I put my list in. And not like when you're walking, it stops all those impulse buys when you're walking around the supermarket. Because you know those impulse buys. When you walk around the supermarket and they've got this on sale or that on sale, and you go through the bakery and you get that really nice, fresh baked smell of fresh bread, fresh donuts, bagels, cakes, cookies, whatever. You're getting those fresh smells and you're sort of like, oh, what have they got on? What have they got over there? Oh, what do I feel like? And now all of a sudden you're into this impulse buying. So by ordering online, not only am I saving myself a lot of stress by having to figure out, first of all, how to get to the supermarket, but then having to save myself the stress of the fact that I don't have to wear a mask because I'm not going inside. And then I'm reducing the stress by the fact saving money because I am not impulse buying. I get my list, I go in, I type in the items, they pull them up, I select which items I want. They then, at the end of the list, they come in and say, hey, if this isn't in stock, is it okay if we replace it with this? And you can go through with some of the more popular items they do that with. And then when they actually start shopping, they send you a text message that says, hey, this person has just started your shopping, that you can chat with them here or whatever. And then every now and again I get a little ding from them to say, hey, they're out of stock of this. Will this be an okay replacement? And I can say yes, no. And if it's not an okay replacement, I can actually hit a button, go see what other items are available that could be a good replacement, and I can either choose one of those or I can say, don't worry about it, just refund me the money. And it's very quick, it's very easy, and I can keep working, I can keep doing what I'm doing here. So somebody's doing my grocery shopping for me. Then they go through the line, they check out, they bag it, they put it in their car, they drive it to my doorstep, they leave it at my doorstep, and all I've got to do is carry it inside and put it away. And that's, oh, hello, you. And that's all I have to do. And that's my shopping. And it's great. I'm sort of like, I have zero stress when it comes to shopping. It's saving me money because I'm not doing the impulse buying. And it's saving me a ton of stress and a ton of time because while somebody else is shopping, I'm doing other things. And I don't have to worry about waiting for somebody to come pick me up and then going to the market and having to fight my way through the market and then get out of the market and wait for somebody to come pick me up and that's just, no. That's time I now have back. So I am, and so people say, oh, as I said, so if you want to control your environment and you want to be careful about your exposure, I said, go online and see what you can order online that can be delivered to your door. Like I found out that with PetSmart and DoorDash have some partnership thing that if you order through your treats rewards number and stuff, you log on through that, they will actually do free delivery via DoorDash for you. And so I got Zeffy's food, and I got her some treats. Now I've got to go get her some toys at some point because she doesn't know it, but I threw a couple of her toys out because they were a little beyond. They were a little beyond torn up. So I threw a couple of her toys out. She doesn't know it yet. She hasn't gone looking for them. But hey, she got a brand new Kong ball out of it. There's trade-offs. So a couple of her toys went bye-bye in the trash, and she hasn't realized that yet, thank goodness. But there's plenty of other toys around, but I know when she thinks about it or she wants that toy, she will go looking for it. And I'll go, what are you looking for? And I'll have to distract her with what other toys that she has. But control the environment, control what you can control, what you can't control. Pray about it, and just don't let it bog you down. You know. The weight of the world and the community and everything else does not need to be on your shoulders. There are certain things you can change. There are certain things you can't. There are certain things you can control. There are certain things you can't. Worry about those things that you can change. Worry about those things that you can control. And do it all with love and with gratitude, and send it out there, because when you start looking at things through love and gratitude, incredible things happen. I've had a couple of upheavals in the last, was it yesterday, the day before? So Thursday, it was either Monday or Tuesday, I got a couple of upheavals, major things thrown at me. And so I went on my little rant. That's it. It's done. And now I've got past the point of being upset about it. Now I just have to go and take care of it. And so when I finally get to talk to the people I need to talk to, I can do it in a very calm and rational manner, instead of picking up the phone right there and then when I find out this thing and going, what the hell are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Nope. I'm letting it sit for a couple of days, processing it, figuring out, taking down notes about it, so that when I talk to them, I'm calm, I'm rational, I have notes in front of me with questions to ask them, and it can be more of a civil conversation. And when you can have a more civil conversation with people, especially about something that goes against you, like when I called up Kinko's to say, hey, I'm just calling to find out when my documents are due. I did not get a tracking number. All I have is the order number, and it was supposed to be delivered by 12 noon. I said, it's now 1:30. I have no idea where it is. I can't track it. And on the email, this was the number you guys told me to call. And so they said, well, can we take your name and number? We got a bit busy in here. Can we take your name and number and call you back? And it was like an hour and a half before they called me back. But I missed their call, and so I called them back, and they said, yeah, we'll have it delivered to you. And so I think it was like around 4 o'clock by the time it finally got delivered. But they refunded my delivery fees that I had paid for and didn't get the service on. So that was really cool. And I did it all in a very calm. If you're calm and you're rational and you have your points listed there and you can deliver them in a way that's not going to rile up the other person, amazing things happen. If you get on a rant and all of that, you're going to shut that person down immediately. And they're not going to want to lift a finger to help you. They will say, yep, we'll call you back, and then they'll hang up and you won't hear from them again. And that, of course, gets you then more riled up. But if you are polite and you're rational and you come from a place of love and gratitude and thanksgiving, and especially with the love and the gratitude of the fact that, hey, I realize that things happen. This is what's happened. I would appreciate your help in helping me get it sorted out. So when you let them know that you appreciate them and the work that they're doing, and recognize that, things are a little different these days, then and you're not expecting things to be as they were pre the global pause. So when you do that, amazing things happen, doors open, people are more rational, they're more willing to listen to you, they're more willing to help you. So the next time you've got something that you need to bitch and moan about it in a journal, bitch and moan about it to a friend if you need to, but don't bitch and moan to the person who you want help from. Because when you do that, they are going to shut down. So come from a place of love and gratitude, and wonderful things will happen. Amazing things may not go in your favor, but it will be dealt with in a more, what's the word I'm looking for? In a better, the outcome will be better than what it was if you had gotten upset with them. It may not, like I said, it may not come out exactly as you want it to end up, but the result could end up being better than what you anticipated had you gone on a rant with them and made it worse. Anyway, So, what are you thankful for today? Let us know in the comments below. And I just realized today, this time next week, it'll be Thanksgiving. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people. Actually, surprisingly enough, there's going to be a few people traveling soon over the next week or so to get to wherever they need to go to celebrate. But what I can say is stay safe. Use your judgment. I'm not going anywhere this Thanksgiving. I'm going to stay here. I'm not doing turkey. Maybe I will order some turkey. But they only have the really big turkey breasts. And I'm just one person. But I do have a pork loin in my freezer that I'm going to defrost. And I'm deciding whether to cook it and then slice it, because that also goes really good with cranberry sauce as well. So I'm deciding whether to roast it in the pressure cooker, or to slow cook it pressure cook it in the Instapot, or to slow cook it in the Instapot and turn it into barbecue pork. Just deciding. I definitely got to order some broccoli sauce. Yeah. So I'm working on my menu for next week, and then I'll do my grocery shopping over the weekend. So then it's done for the week, and I'm not going to be caught. In fact, that's one thing I like about getting it delivered. Somebody else gets caught up in all that holiday rush and Yahoo stuff that goes on at the supermarket. I don't have to worry about it. So anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday, and we will catch you guys later. Hakonara.